morning, good afternoon, good evening, and wherever you're watching from. I am the Gentleman, and this is the Gentleman's Pixel Club. And today we are going to play Alien Syndrome on the MiSTer FPGA by Sega. Alien Syndrome is a game that I have played before, and just once, I actually got quite far into the game. But this was playing on the Atari ST, so this was obviously a conversion where things may or may not be a lot easier. This is the first time I have played the arcade core of it. I am familiar with the game, so I have a good idea on what I need to be doing here. So let's get into Alien Syndrome and see how far I can get. So here we are. Quick demo. I'm going to insert a coin to kick this off because we don't want to watch the computer playing a lot better than me. Any moment I think I insert a coin. As I say, this is it. Here we go. There you go. Coin inserted. So we are going to start with Bob. Bob's mission is to kill the aliens, rescue the comrades, and you saw a brief select stage there. I don't select the stage, it selects it for me. But you saw, I think it was 6 rounds, so 6 different alien ships. This reminds me very, very much of Aliens, a sort of top-down view of it. Absolutely fun little game with cracking graphics, looking so much better on the official version than the Atari ST. Yes, you had different systems there, but there's a huge difference to what we're seeing here. Absolutely loving what I'm seeing at the moment, and I don't recall the overhead pipes being on the Atari ST version. It was a long time ago since I played it, but that's a new level, a sort of dual layers scrolling that we have here. I'm also not 100% sure that the green guy that killed a few moments ago, and another one there who is now shooting at me, whether they did that on the Atari ST. And this is definitely feeling a little bit harder than what I was used to in the past. On the Atari ST, I got to, I think it was stage 4 on this once, without any cheats, without any magic behind the scenes. I legitimately got that far. But looking at my skills here, yes, it's been many years since I last played it, but I'm wondering whether the difficulties turned up a hell of a notch on the arcade, at least on the default settings. The samples were the same that I remember on the Atari ST. The get to, the exit, it's just an absolutely cracking little game. But I'm having a bit of trouble with the controls here. These sort of small little steps I'm doing. What I'm trying to do is get every person rescued if I possibly can, to see whether that gives me a decent bonus at the end, and see what happens with the bad guys. I do remember the bad guy. The bad guy is some kind of floating head on a blob, and why I keep checking those maps I don't know. I guess I'm hoping it's gonna tell me where all the people are, but you know what, it didn't do it the first time, it's not going to do it the next time. And here we are at the exit. Yes, the floating blob that I remember. My 2 little R2-D2s have come back to help me, and I'm having all kinds of trouble with the purple things that he spits out, which then kills me. Game over. So we are going to try again. And this time, I don't know her name, but we're going to pick Karen. Karen may be better at this than Bob. Karen is also a younger Ripley, meant to look like Sigourney Weaver from Aliens, I think, which clearly inspired this game. So she should be perfect at this now the time bomb is set. So 1 comrade down. Let's see whether we can get them all. And I just walk into a blob. My skills are just legendary at this. I'm putting it on record now, from my point of view, this is way harder than the Atari ST version. I've got annihilated in the space of a few seconds, and I do have 2 good working hands. There's no reason why I should die as easy at this. This is just absolute poor planning. So we're going to give Ripley another go, or whatever her name is, Karen Ripley, I don't know, but maybe she can do a little bit better. Collect him. I've gone 5 seconds now without dying. The first miracle. For those of you that are sort of into stuff like this, I find the sprites absolutely brilliant on this. You know, I'm looking at the aliens that are moving, and there probably isn't that many frames to them, but you know, it's just so fluid, it's so smooth. And I'm also loving the flamethrower here. The flamethrower is good. The flamethrower looks like it's my way through all of this till I die. Then at least you don't go right back to the beginning. You start off exactly where you were, so you have got some chance of progressing forward. When I was playing Deluxe Pac-Man on the Amiga, just as a point of reference, you know, yes, it's a Pac-Man game and you expect to go back to the starting point, but some of those mazes, because they were special mazes that were not the default type of mazes you would expect, you know, if you die in the wrong place, you know, it's absolutely game over no matter how many lives you've got. You know, you've got to have the Christmas miracle to be able to get through these. So I'm speeding to the exit while rescuing one more person there. You know, everything is looking pretty damn good at the moment, and I go straight past the exit. Clearly, when I played this, I thought this was the level I'm going to go and get everybody, because I am just absolutely unstoppable. I'm watching the replay, I can't even remember what I do next. You know, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, but there was a few goes that was had at this game. You know, I did want to try and get past the floating body boss head thing at the end, because I can quite easily get to that, with the exception of the go that I just had where I died, you know, all in the space of a few seconds. So here we are back at the boss, and this is where I realise that I've got a problem from hell. I can't actually get close enough with that flamethrower for a majority of the time to shoot the slit when he opens his, it's not his mouth, but his chest. When he opens his chest and they burst out, you've got to shoot the red area. And you know, it doesn't take much to do, and bang, game over again. So we are going to be doing the usual thing that I do, inserting yet another coin to see how far I can get. But while you're watching me play badly, you know, just have a thought for the great coders, great developers that do the cores for the MiSTer FPGA. You know, this one is absolutely brilliant. There's a whole load of other systems on here. I've done another video for a Sega game that may or may not be out on the channel by now. I say one of these is going to come out today, and I'm doing two of them today. One's coming out today, another one will come out tomorrow. I don't know which one's going to be first, but if you're watching this and you know this is the second video, then you know what it is because you can see the history. But you know, this guy develops these cores and makes these games, you know, absolutely playable, and being hardware accurate recreations of what you're doing. You know, in some respects it is so much better than MAME or whatever emulators. I mean, all the work that goes into those other emulators is absolutely brilliant. You know, we're in a brilliant world with the choices, with the options that we have. But you know, I've got another video on the channel where I go for the high score on Rally X, new Rally X playing on the MiSTer FPGA. I mentioned in that video that, you know, I'd have been lucky to have got maybe above 100k on MAME if I played it, because of the screen updates and the jerkiness that you have and everything else, where when you're playing on the MiSTer FPGA system, you know, it's absolutely perfect. And I do really well on that. You need to watch the video to see how well I do. And we're back at the alien. So now I've got the laser. Quick change of tone there. I'm hoping that it'll just be a quick few bursts into his chest cavity that opens and he's dead, but I'm not finding it as easy as I think. My angles are all wrong, and I'm not even sure whether you can actually hit the chest cavity from the diagonal, but I am trying. I don't know on the Atari ST whether they did the spit that's happening there as well, the green spit, so I don't know whether that's making it harder for me as well as I try and avoid this. But you know, everything seems a lot harder than what I remember, and you know, it clearly, you know, is down to my skill at some point, but I was absolutely better than this. You know, I don't believe the difference on an old 16-bit system would be that far different from the arcade one. So we've jumped back in and we're using Bob now. Bob is going to do his absolute best to rescue 10 comrades and succeed at killing the floating head. You know, it isn't that hard. I've done it before in the past, yes, on another system. I will do it again. So pick up the trusty laser, and I've learned a little trick here when playing. Previously I was hitting the fire button every time I wanted to fire, but I've actually learned you can hold down the fire button and it continually fires for you while I walk into an alien there. And this, I'm hoping, is going to make everything easier. So I just need to concentrate on my positioning, where I am, what I'm doing, and do my damnedest to get to the end of this level, get the 10 comrades or however many I choose to do, and make it to the end boss. There we go. Right, this should hopefully now be easy, and I die. My lives are just worth nothing in this game. My lives are worth nothing in any video game. It's just unbelievable how pitiful I am at this. So we're going to give it one more go, and then I pick Karen, Ripley, whatever her name is going to be, and we're going to see what we can do. Again, it's a good job that I haven't got the damn it counter running for this video, because there was a sort of dead straight away. There was no particular goal apart from kill the next level boss, and I stupidly went into this because of how good I believe I was on the Atari ST, and I'm sure I'm not dreaming that I got to stage 4 on it, that I was going to do really well. Clearly that's an illusion in my mind, and it's just ridiculous. It really is. Game over. So that was a quick game, and I think it's unfair to stop there. That was meant to be the last one, but we're going to do another game, and I'm sorry about this, but I have to try and clear this boss before I absolutely lose the plot here. So here we go again. This is Groundhog Day. There's a film coming out called Free Guy. It might even be out now. There's a bit of promotion going on about it. I think it's got Ryan Reynolds in it, the guy who does Deadpool, and the trailer looks absolutely superb, and he plays this guy that is basically an NPC in a game. I'm playing a game, and I'm not meant to be an NPC. I am meant to be the hero. The NPCs are the people that I rescue. The NPCs, to some extent, are the aliens that I'm shooting here. But you know what? They have more success than what I'm having. Yes, I'm firing lasers like it's raining lasers from Samuel L. Jackson's Swearbox, but let's see whether it comes to any effect. Here we are. So big boss again, and I will stop if I do not kill him after this level, and I've just died again. I have lasers. There's no excuse. I think I collected the laser power up twice, and it might be a little bit stronger, but what certainly isn't strong is my ability to play this. So game over. Thank you for watching the first level of Alien Syndrome.